Good evening, everyone. As you're watching this, I imagine it's approaching the new year, so I hope you had an awesome holiday season. From us to you, wishing you all the very best for 2025. We ourselves had an awesome 2024, and I can't wait to see what the next year is going to bring. I think it's time for the very last episode of Bedtime Stories for Old Men. I've got myself a rum and eggnog, which needs a stir. Let's take a look at Science and Mechanics, December 1959. It's the magazine that shows you how, with a complete 1960 auto roundup, the year's 10 best toys, and comparing all the new compact cars. Let's get into it. New Evinrude V4, 75 horsepower Starflight 2 with Jetstream drive. The perfect Christmas tree. Stainless metal, guaranteed tarnish proof. Make no mistake, this is the quality tree and it's fireproof. It's lovely. Start your business in electrical appliance repairing. Probably recommend you don't. Let's get to the good stuff here. Big pay security opportunity for you in auto mechanics and diesel. Importer to you prices of Italian electric chord organs. Is there anything but ads in here? Honestly, we're at page 47 and I haven't, an actual story. Somewhat. The Sea Babe Craft Print 210 is the third boat I've built from your plans. That's pretty cool. A 2.5 horsepower 2-cycle engine zips this ice skeeter at 35 miles per hour across the ice. Made by the Northern Manufacturing Company. There's a story about the stainless Christmas tree. A piston ring tool. Expands the rings to put them on the piston and compresses them on the piston to put the piston in the block. That's a neat little tool. From the Cool Tool Company of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'd give that a try. Here we are. Comparing the 1960 compact cars. Above, the Corvair's brakes are locked from speed on loose gravel and the stop is straight line. Left, the Valiant tries the test track where its top speed has been reported close to 100 miles an hour. Below, Falcon swings through a hard speed turn with less tilt and to-do than a larger, heavier car. Maneuvering Corvair's stick shift is an easygoing pleasure with no side-wobbling search for the right gear. Maneuvering Corvair's automatic shift, far left, takes a bit more reach, a lot less skill. A well-lighted and decorated Corvair floorboard, decorated, yeah, fair, minus the drive shaft hump, which of course was a big selling point. Valiant's trunk sports the most cubic footage. The tire mount is simulated, as we know. Corvair's luggage problem has several solutions. Gal in the photo above stows suitcases in luggage space in front of car. Center photo above shows space behind rear seat. Drawing to its right shows optional rear seat with folding backrest, which converts seat into luggage area. Immediately above is a neat trick for giving baby his own cradle, and the rear seat is high enough to hold him securely if the car stops suddenly. Falcon's trunk is far roomier than Corvair's. There's the Corvair rear engine, flat 6, air-cooled. Falcon 6-cylinder overhead valve engine only weighs 344 pounds versus 310 for the Corvair's air-cooled aluminum engine. Well, that's funny. As the most conventionally designed engine of the 3 new ones, Falcons may have fewer bugs to contend with at first. It may also produce the best economy of the 3. Well, we know that the Ford Straight 6, venerable engine, lasted forever. I even had a Mustang, an 81 Mustang that had a 200 cube straight 6, same basic engine. But the Valiant's inclined 6-cylinder engine makes a snug package with the water pump off to one side rather than in front of the block. We all know how the Slant 6 turned out. Not exactly a troublesome engine. New Lark convertible, the only convertible in the various compact lines. Valiant's 4-door 3-seat station wagon. Really unusual looking car. The Rambler American 4-door sedan. A 1960 addition to this 100-inch wheelbase line. The 4-door 108-inch wheelbase Rambler with side-opening rear door and rearward-facing third seat. You know, the Rambler wagon I don't mind. This is a pretty dated design, that Rambler American. Naturally, we have to mention the full size, I suppose. The Chevy with the big canted fins. 60 Ford. The 60 Plymouth with its flattened steering wheel. I think I know somebody who's got one of those. They may have built it off of one of those. 1960 Dodge Dart. It's not I don't know. Yeah, I can't decide if it's a good looking car or not. If someone gave me one, I suppose I'd drive it. We've got the 60 Edsel, which actually I do like the looks of. 60 Pontiac, gorgeous. Love those 4-round taillights. Actually, I like the Edsel's taillights too. 60 Dodge, 60 Ambassador, not a bad looking little car, the 60 Ambassador. Another one of my favorites, the 60 Oldsmobile. 60 Mercury doesn't really do it for me, but I do like the roof. The DeSoto, the Buick is awesome. I really like the way the fins are angled with the taillights underneath. Really do like the 60 Buick. 60 Chrysler, much better looking than the DeSoto. The 60 Imperial, the 60 Lincoln, not a great looking car. 60 Cadillac, looks quite similar to the 59s actually, a little bit toned down. 60 Corvette, Studebaker Hawk. Thunderbird was not a great looking car. Performance testing, the Hillman Minx. Very uncluttered, simplistic dash. And they're calculating about 40 horsepower at the rear wheels. It's got a fairly roomy trunk. 91 cubic inches, rated at about 52 horsepower. Tiny racers put Le Mans in your living room. 1/32 scale electric cars. Flying some do-it-yourself dynamite. Airbus coast to coast in an hour. Well, that still hasn't happened, has it? Ramjets and rocket boosters. By 1970, you'll be able to fly from New York to LA in just 1 hour, traveling 14 miles above the Earth at 3 times the speed of sound. Parade of new patents. Auxiliary toaster grill converts your standard toaster into a miniature and effective grill for fried eggs, hamburgers, and such. Warmed up windshield wipers. Self-heating lunchbox. The year's 10 best scientific and mechanical toys. This rugged hydraulic loader truck will stand up under the onslaught of the most exuberant of junior grade sanitary engineers. From Tonka, yeah. Countdown rocket launcher. Living room rocketeers will be kept busy by this 3-missile launching pad. From Nyland. Biocraft Biology Lab. A package of preserved animals of frog, fish, worm, and crayfish, which spares youngsters the bother of trying to locate specimens for dissection. From Porter Chemical Co. Dart and skeet gun. Here's a good way to sharpen your reaction time and shooting eye. Suction cup tip plastic dart fits into the gun barrel while the skeet fits on top. Park Plastics Co. H2O 2-stage missile. Just screw one end of your garden hose to the launching pad, turn on the water, pull the firing cord, and watch her soar. If loaded with caps, the warhead lets out a bang when returning to the ground. From Mattel. The venerable Visible Man from Renwall. This still periodically gets re-released, and I really don't know who's buying it. The Whammo Bird. Rubber band powered tick toy clock. What child hasn't dismantled a clock or two, then been unable to get it back together again? Almost none, of course, but here's a toy that's just the answer to that problem. Do they mean almost none have been able to get it back together again, or almost none haven't dismantled a clock? Clocks nowadays just aren't that common. I'm pretty sure my kids, they can read a clock mostly. The tick toy clock is from Hubley. Calculo. Easily assembled, this computer serves both as an estimating machine and a good introduction to the age of computers we're living in. Powered by 2 flashlight batteries and is designed for an accuracy in multiplication and division of about 5%. I assume these are no longer toys. A hydrofoil truck flying over the water at 50 miles an hour. The world's smallest oxygen mask to fit a mouse. Perhaps the simplest gimmick ever to get a US patent. The ball hanging from the ceiling on a string that hits the windshield and you know when to stop. We've all used a tennis ball for that in the past, I think. Visualizing math equations. No, we don't want to do that right now, do we? Oh, build your own Van de Graaff generator. Well, we missed part 1 of this article. Guess we won't be building that for ourselves. Parking lot go-kart. 12-year-old Charles Chip Bachtel of Berwyn, Illinois. 15 to 17 miles an hour top speed. There's all the plans. What are they recommending for an engine, do you suppose? 1.5 to 2 horsepower, air-cooled Briggs & Stratton with 2-inch pulleys. Oh, Christmas decorations. Should have read this before. I could have made a caged bell to ring in Christmas. Tall green candles rise from a mound of gleaming chartreuse glass Christmas ornaments, frosted purple grapes and silver grape leaves. Next year, flock your Christmas tree for less than $5. Use your vacuum cleaner and this new kit to flock your Christmas tree, snow white, pink, or any color you choose. Souped up saber saw. Cold Lightning, a 100-mile-per-hour plus Skeeter class ice boat. Boy, that seems like a rapid way to hurt myself. Very cool. Aha, get out and go. Cushman scooter. Some ads. Oh, there we are. American Flyer trains. How to have fun with your son and vice versa. Featuring the most exciting train ever, the colorful funnel stack frontiersman of the 1850 era. And with This certificate, the purchase of this train entitles you to free Overland Express baggage car worth $6.98. Well, I have to say this particular issue was a little bit disappointing. Primarily advertisements, although the articles on the compact cars and the new for 1960 cars were pretty interesting to peruse. And that's going to bring us to the end of our Bedtime Stories for Old Men series. The Car Repair Handbook and Popular Science Monthly Do-It-Yourself Car Book, Popular Mechanics of September 1959, finishing up with Science and Mechanics of December 59. I suppose with that, it brings our 2024 to a close. I'd really like to thank everybody who's stuck with me this year and who's come on board this year. It's not been as huge growth as 2023 was, but it's still very positive growth. And it's really fun to share all this with everybody. And looking back, as I've been doing a bit of a recap of 2024, we had a great year. We did a lot of stuff. And boy, I'm not too sure how 2025 is going to top that, to be honest, but I think it will. Top Tech's getting a little older and he's having lots of fun coming along with me. I hope you all do as well. I think I'm going to take the first week of January off and just spend some time with the family and maybe wait for some parts to roll in and that kind of thing. So until then, keep it in the litter box. Cheers.